What if I told you that becoming just 1% better every day makes you 37 times better in just 1 year? That's not hype. That's math. And that simple truth changed everything for me. I almost quit. Not just once, many times. I almost gave up on learning English. I almost walked away from building my confidence, improving my career, becoming someone I was proud of.
Why?
Because everything felt too big. The gap between who I was and who I wanted to be felt impossible to cross. Maybe you felt that too, like you're stuck in the same place, trying so hard, but nothing's changing. Like you're pushing a mountain, hoping it moves an inch. But here's what no one told me back then. The mountain doesn't move all at once. You don't have to climb it in a day. You just need to take one small step, consistently. Hello, my friend. I'm so glad you're here with me today. In this episode of Richness Journey, I want to share an idea that has completely changed the way I live and grow. It's not a shiny secret or a quick fix. It's something powerful that anyone can do. Something you can do. It's called the 1% rule, and it's all about getting just a little bit better every single day. Let me take you back to one of my lowest points. I wanted to grow fast. I wanted to master English, boost my career, feel confident, be proud of myself. So I tried to do everything at once. And you know what happened? I burned out, gave up, felt worse than before. Then, one day, I read a single sentence that stopped me in my tracks. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. That line came from Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it introduced me to the 1% rule. At first, it sounded laughable. Just 1% better a day. That won't change anything, right? Let's be logical here. Yes, 1% sounds small, insignificant even. But here's the math. If you improve just 1% each day, compounded over 365 days, you won't be just 2 or 3 times better. You'll be over 37 times better. That's exponential growth. That's how small habits create massive results. This isn't motivation. It's not wishful thinking. It's a mindset shift backed by math, a method grounded in momentum. Today, I want to take you deep into this philosophy. We'll look at how you can apply the 1% rule in learning, habits, money, relationships, and self-confidence. I'll share real stories, some from my life, some from the lives of others. Each one shows how small, repeated steps create massive change. This is not just about improving your English or waking up early. It's about becoming someone you're proud of. Someone who moves with purpose. Someone who gets back up when life knocks them down. Someone who grows slowly, quietly, but powerfully. This episode is long. It's deep. It's made to stay with you. So grab a warm drink, sit somewhere quiet, and let's begin this journey. One small step at a time. Part 1. Learning and language. The compound power of small efforts. Let me tell you about Lynn. She was one of my students, a quiet young woman who always sat in the back of class. She never spoke unless asked, and when she did, her English was broken, hesitant. One day, I asked her, "What's stopping you from speaking more?" She looked down and whispered, "I'm afraid of making mistakes." That fear is common. Many language learners feel it. But fear can be transformed, not by giant leaps, but by consistent steps. I told Lynn about the 1% rule. Just speak one sentence each day, I said. It can be to yourself, your mirror, or a friend. Don't worry about grammar. Just speak. She agreed. The next day, she came back and told me she said, "Good morning" to the security guard at her apartment in English. 1 week later, she greeted her boss in English. 1 month later, she introduced herself at a team meeting. 6 months later, Lynn gave a presentation. Not perfect, but powerful. Your English journey, or any learning journey, doesn't require a flood of motivation. It requires one small drop every day. Try this. I'll learn one new word per day. In a year, that's 365 words. Speak for 5 to 10 minutes daily. Record yourself. Notice the changes. I'll read a short paragraph. Summarize it. Small becomes strong. Weak becomes fluent. 1% becomes a whole new voice. Now that we've explored how small changes can transform your learning, let's move on to another area where the 1% rule can work wonders: your daily habits and health. Part 2. Habits and health, systems over goals. I remember when I first wanted to become more disciplined. I made a long list. Wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, eat clean, meditate, write, read, journal. Guess how long I lasted? 3 days. I failed not because I was lazy, but because I was unrealistic. Then I thought, what if I just start with waking up 10 minutes earlier? Just that. For 1 week. Then 15 minutes. Then 20. Then gym twice a week. Then 3. Over time, the system built itself. The habits grew roots. There's a rule from James Clear I love. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Start with 1 push-up a day, a 1 page of reading, 1 healthy meal a day. It's not about intensity. It's about identity. You're not just doing something new. You're becoming someone new. 1 small action at a time. And when your habits begin to form your identity, something else shifts. Your mindset about money, self-worth, and your future. That's where we go next. Part 3. Money, mindset, and self-worth. How small actions build big confidence. When we think of money or confidence, we often think of big leaps: getting a high-paying job, starting a business, giving a powerful speech, or becoming fearless. But what if the foundation for all of those things wasn't a giant leap, but small, repeatable steps? Let's start with money. I once met Bao at a financial literacy workshop. He was friendly, but looked discouraged. During the Q&A session, he stood up and said, "I earn just enough to survive. Saving money? Investing? That's not for people like me." His thinking reflected a common belief that building wealth requires already having wealth. But I asked him one simple question: can you save 5,000 VND a day? He laughed. That's nothing. What can that do? It's not about the amount. It's about building the habit, I replied. Money is like a muscle. It grows when you train it. He gave it a try. For the first month, he saved 5,000 VND a day, then 10,000, then 20,000. After 6 months, Bao had enough money saved to pay for a small emergency without borrowing. After 1 year, he could support his sister's school expenses. The change didn't start with a raise. It started with a shift in mindset, believing that even small amounts matter. And they do, because it's not about the money you save. It's about the identity you're building. I am someone who manages money wisely. This same identity shift applies to self-confidence. When people see someone speaking on stage, leading meetings, or showing up boldly online, they often think, wow, they're just naturally confident. But confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one small, uncomfortable step at a time. When I gave my first public speech, I was terrified. My hands were shaking. My voice cracked. I forgot half of what I wanted to say. But afterward, I told myself, that was my 1% for today. Next time, I practiced more. I spoke slower. My voice became stronger. My message clearer. Confidence is built by facing small fears daily. Saying hi to a stranger. Asking a question in class. Sharing a post online. Volunteering to lead a group. Each small action trains your brain to say, I can do this. And this doesn't just apply to confidence in public speaking, it applies to confidence in your abilities, in your value, and in your future. Bao didn't just save money. He started believing he could plan, act, and change his life. That belief translated into how he treated himself and how others treated him. This is the power of the 1% rule. It's not only about what you do, but who you become. When you apply it to your finances, you go from feeling powerless to feeling prepared. When you apply it to your confidence, you go from hiding to shining. And the best part? You never have to wait for a perfect moment to begin. You just begin with something small. Try this. Save a tiny amount daily, even if it's coins. Track your spending once a week. Learn from it. Compliment yourself out loud once a day. Speak up one extra time in each meeting. These small actions are more than habits. They're votes for the person you're becoming. So whether it's learning a new language, building stronger habits, improving your finances, or growing your confidence, the path is the same. Small steps. Every day. Massive change. Let's take a moment to breathe, to reflect. We've walked through 3 major areas of life: learning, health, and confidence. On the surface, they may seem unrelated, but at their core, they are deeply connected. Let's recap. In part 1, we talked about language learning. Many people feel stuck when trying to master English. They aim for fluency, but feel lost in the journey. What breaks through that fear? 1 sentence a day, 1 new word, 1 small practice, done daily. Over time, these small actions become fluency, and more importantly, they become proof that you can learn anything. In part 2, we looked at habits and health. Motivation fades, but systems stick. You don't need to transform overnight. You don't need to be perfect. Start with 1 push-up, 1 healthy meal, 1 glass of water, 1 early bedtime. These are not just habits, they are identity builders. Every time you show up, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. In part 3, we explored money and self-worth. You don't need to wait for a raise or a breakthrough. You just need to start where you are. Saving a small amount, speaking up once, taking care of your mindset. You are not only improving your bank account or voice, you are transforming your belief in yourself. So, what's the pattern? Small wins become confidence. Confidence becomes consistency. Consistency becomes transformation. You don't need to wait for motivation. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You just need to move a little bit every day. You're not just getting better at English or fitness or budgeting. You're training your brain to believe, I can grow. And that belief is life-changing. Many people spend their lives searching for a breakthrough, that one book, that one video, that one miracle moment. But the truth is, breakthroughs are built, not found. They're built through small, invisible actions that compound over time. Think of a tree. When you water it each day, you don't see it grow instantly. But under the soil, the roots are spreading, quietly, powerfully, until one day, boom, it blooms. That's you. Every time you open a book, speak a sentence in English, say no to junk food, save a little money, speak up when you're scared. Every one of these actions is watering your roots, and soon, the results will show. So, my friend, let me ask you one final time. What is your 1% today? Don't try to do it all. Just pick one small thing. Do it with care. Then do it again tomorrow. That's how change happens. That's how you happen. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode helped you in any way, please backhand index pointing right subscribe to Richness Journey for more deep and real growth content. Leave a comment. What is your next small step? Share this with someone who needs hope, encouragement, or a reminder that they're not stuck, they're growing. Until next time, stay kind, stay consistent, stay 1% better.